Welcome. Welcome to 2023. I'm going to keep the camera at this angle and try not to move it much. You let me know if it looks shitty. Not that there's much I can do about it, but if you let me know there's shitty quality, maybe I can open the window a little bit more or fidget with it. But if you don't tell me, I won't know. Angry comments that are like, this is unwatchable. I can't watch it. I'm sorry, Spectrum sucks, and I'm stubborn as hell. But I refuse to get internet. Anyway, the first thing we're gonna do is to transfer Mom's MSG into this. Yes, Nez. Hello. Happy New Year. So excited to see you. The first thing we're gonna do is to transfer Mom MSG into here. I don't know if it's all gonna fit, but. Hi, Gina. Gina, you're very generous. Stop giving me money. I'm very thankful, but also feel like you're gifting too much. So I really do appreciate it, but direct your funds to elsewhere, like farm school, where they're teaching me to be a nicer person, for sure. I appreciate you too, Gina. Lovely folks, you guys are so generous. When I am one day starving, I know that people will have my back. So that is why I'm not worried. And I am working very hard on editing that video for y'all. I'm hoping it'll be ready by the end of January. So stay tuned. This is all that will fit, unfortunately. And the rest will, I guess, stay in here. This is probably enough MSG to last me like 2 months. So this is enough MSG to last me like a whole year. So we will continue to have Mom's MSG. As the kitchen pros do it, please label your jars. You know, I'm starting to develop like a new understanding of what parasocial relationships can be, and it's fascinating how the parasocial relationship phrase started off with such a bad rep, but really, in our postmodern world, you can do anything you want and change the meaning of any word. Like, that is your power in this powerless world. You can redefine things. So thank you all for giving parasocial relationships a new layer of nuance. Here we are. Okay, first things first, we're gonna make some alcoholic fig Newtons. Now, I did not change anything to make the stream better, but I'm glad it is better, and let's hope it stays that way. I used some of the Bailey's figs that I marinated like a month ago, and then I cooked it down with fresh figs. This concoction has to chill completely before we can wrap it inside the fig Newtons, which is why I made it beforehand. I'm going to taste it now, just to check for sweetness, whether or not it's too alcoholic. Not that there's anything we can do about that anymore. I also made the dough, which is also chilling in the fridge. And I'm planning to put a strip of peanut butter down the middle. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I want to have peanut butter. Definitely a little alcoholic, but very good, very delicious. Hi, Australia. I'm going to grab some water because you have to stay hydrated. If you didn't take your vitamins today, you should take them with me right now. That was unnecessarily violent. Cheers. Okay, so I'm going to assemble the fig Newtons first and then freeze them. And then after they're frozen for like 15 minutes, we can cut them and bake them. The dough is soft, the filling is soft, they might still be warm. It's not a good look to try to cut them while they're still warm and like clay-like. So I'm not going to turn on the oven yet. And once the oven is on, we're gonna move into trying to build a trash lasagna. I bought this really fancy looking Italian egg lasagna noodle from Sahadi's. It was on sale for like $2, which, you know, you can get lasagna for $1 if you wait for the right sales. But this shit looks fancy, guys. It has like 18,000 languages on the back. This is an international girls lasagna. So I'm going to use this with our open tomato sauce that needs to go, with our caramelized onions that also needs to go, with some extra garlic and all the roasted veggies that we have yesterday. I'm going to try to puree them a little bit, process them with an immersion blender maybe, and layer that in along with some TVP for ground beef. This will need to soak, not for very long, but it will need to soak a little bit, and we'll have to figure out how to season it to kind of mimic a meatiness. But we're gonna have like a very vegetable heavy lasagna. And thank you so much for the dope shirt call out. I thrifted this with Nez, and I found it in the kids section, which is why it doesn't cover shit. And it barely fits my shoulders, and it's very tight around the elbows, or armpits, I should say. But it was $3. Fennel in the TVP, girl, I got you. I pulled out spices last night. I got fennel, I got coriander, I got a little bit of ground cumin, just a little bit. I got some porcini powder, and we have some paprika, oregano, dried thyme, and I have some truffle salt. Truffle salt, y'all. Fancy girl. I did not buy the truffle salt just to clear things up. They sent it to the test kitchen like 8,000 years ago, and I was like, nobody's gonna use this shit. I'm gonna take it home. I am very much looking forward to joining the picket line at the HarperCollins strike. I think I'm going to go on Tuesday. I'm going to go meet one of my coworkers to drop off my Hearst laptop, test kitchen keys, my ID, my corporate card, and say goodbye to that episode of my life. And then I'm going to head on over to the picket line and see what I can... I want to score a button, a HarperCollins button, but I also want to see how their strike is going and support them. My favorite way, not that you're asking me, Christy, but I'll tell you, my favorite way to use up buttermilk is to use it in baked goods. It makes the most lusciously moist cakes and muffins. It's thicker than milk, but looser than yogurt. It has a little bit of that tang and a little bit of that sweetness, and also a little bit of that richness from the butteriness. So it's the perfect dairy to put into baked goods. Anyway, as you can see, I'm in a pretty manic mood. Let's hope I can finish this shit in time before my energy runs out. I got the dough rolled thin, cut in half on a sheet tray, and I'm going to peel back the parchment so that one half ends on one parchment and the other half ends on the other parchment, if that makes any sense to you whatsoever. The reason being is that you need a whole sheet of parchment to help you assemble this cookie, because the dough is so soft. You really want to have the parchment kind of cradle the dough as you're closing it around the filling. Slavic Korean carrot salad. No, I've not. That sounds fucking delicious. Now my brain is like, how are you doing this? Here, we got it. One sheet. And the other one can go back into the fridge. So we got a half sheet here, sandwiched between a half sheet of parchment. I got some peanut butter from the grocery store yesterday. Shit was on sale. It's even cheaper than Trader Joe's. This brand, which is the brand that I found in Mom's fridge after she passed away, was glass jar, $1.99. So of course I got 3 jars, and I'm gonna get so fat. But 'tis the season. Depression has arrived, and I look forward to gaining my peanut butter weight, as I do every year. It's a tradition by now. I've been working on accepting my patterns, which includes eating patterns, and I don't want to do the same shit every year where I feel bad for gaining weight. I've just accepted that I'm going to gain weight during the winter like all animals do, and it'll be fine. I was also coming back from Grandma's the other day, and I saw these fat ass birds. They're so cute. The birds are so cute when they're that fat. So I want to extend the same appreciation of gaining weight and being cute in the winter to myself as I do to random ass birds, you know? Anyway, I'm going to try to tilt the camera down a little bit so you can see more of what I'm doing. My chat disappeared. Are you guys still talking? Yes, you are. I see you. Chat test. I see you. And because I am going to be stuffing these with a little bit of peanut butter, I don't want to overstuff it, which is like with dumplings and everything that is stuffed, like the #1 mistake is trying to stuff too much in it. It is a very good thing to have well-stuffed fig Newtons, but you will also deal with the difficulty of trying to close it up. So I try to make the strip taller than it is wider, or well, maybe not necessarily that ratio. But I try to keep it so that I have enough dough to enclose it. But I think I'm going to have to smooth this out and make a trench in the middle so that we can layer our peanut butter on it so that it doesn't ooze out immediately. Unfortunately, if I had the foresight to do this yesterday, I would have drained out the peanut butter oil a little bit. But I did not have the foresight to do that. So we'll have to deal with the consequences of my lack of thought. I was wondering if I should put tahini in the other one. So 1 peanut butter and 1 tahini, I think, would be really fun to see what the flavor difference is. Okay. develop myself a little trench. Now we're gonna pop open this peanut butter. I love the bean salad. And I think Dan liked it too, unless he's lying to me. If I ever find out my friends lie to me to make me feel better, they get fired. So if you guys ever feel compelled to lie to me, just don't do it, okay? This is starting to remind me of those Nutri-Grain bars. I don't know if anybody ate those growing up, but my God, I went through a phase in middle school where all I would eat for lunch is like 2 to 4 Nutri-Grain bars. There was so much sugar in them, but I love them so much that I just always got them when they went on sale. And that's all I would eat for lunch. But the way that you have a strip of like jammy stuff down the middle, hardcore reminiscing on my Nutri-Grain bars. That was a good time in life. Okay, so here we go. We got the dough, we got the fig, we got the peanut butter. I'm just bringing the parchment over to cover the top. And I'm trying to cover it as much as possible on one side. Before bringing the other over. And you kind of want to use both hands to make sure it is enclosed. Okay? This is why it's important to have parchment doing this. With a dough this soft, it is almost impossible to do with your bare hands without multitudes of frustration. And now that it is enclosed, I'm going to go ahead and just shape it to the desired height and try to do a little bit of shepherding, evenness. I do this with cinnamon rolls too. After you roll it up, you can shape it. And I kind of want to decorate the tops of these with like maybe sesame for the tahini one. But I don't know what to put on the peanut one. What should I put on the peanut one? Guys, should I do sprinkles? Should I do sprinkles? Sprinkles on fig Newtons! So I really want to get it into like a tall log, which is what I'm trying to do right now. I don't like it when fig Newtons are too flat. But I also want to make sure that this is even. So just taking my time with it a little bit, fidgeting with it, not too much, but enough. And once I get over my perfectionist tendencies right about now, we're going to go with our topping, which in this case is going to be sprinkles. Will they stay? No idea. We're going to try to make them stay. And I'm going to use the parchment to try to press them in so that we're not wasting any sprinkles. And they will hopefully cut when the time comes. I have eaten a whole pound and a half of tahini. This was a 2-pound jar. It is like mostly empty now. Let's give ourselves a peanut butter taste test. Great choice, Mom. Stream is starting to get blurry? Really? I didn't move it though, y'all. Let me pull the curtain back and open the window a little more. Not that that's gonna help shit. Have I lost weight? I don't know, it might be the angle. So, camera angles are really deceptive, y'all. Depending on how high you place the lens, the perspective that it gives you shifts the perception incredibly. So that's why for photo shoots, they have tripods, setups, lighting, all of those. They are all lies. I also have on a tummy control legging. So, you know, what's real? I'm not offended at anyone commenting on my appearance, although it can be triggering sometimes, but I consider it part of, I guess, my healing journey of sorts. I hate to use that word, it sounds so, like, I don't know, wellness industry term, but I accept all comments, I process them, they help me process my own thoughts, so I appreciate you all. And one thing, I think I've mentioned this before, that I've been learning at farm school as a part of our community guideline that we set together, is that you should try to assume positive intent. Sometimes people don't mean shit. They don't mean ill, but because of your own baggage, you can read into the sayings to mean one thing that is not at all intended by the speaker themselves. So I'm working on it. So those are my boundaries, which is to say I have none. But I will express my feelings in regards to what I read and what I'm exposed to. But that's not to say that I don't welcome them, or that I don't accept their existence, or that I reject the practice of people saying things to me that can be triggering. I actually think that trigger warnings are maybe a little bit unhelpful and unproductive in terms of actually having healthy discussions that help us process our thoughts regarding certain traumatic things, certain undesirable things. I think trigger warnings actually build up sometimes the taboo culture, which I have been trying to not support as much, because I think taboos only serve to hide issues. They don't really fix anything. They just tell you to ignore stuff that really is happening to everyone and constantly on everyone's mind. So those are my thoughts. Not to say they're the right thoughts, but those are just my thoughts. I keep thinking today is Monday. Anyone else? Got some nice chunky bits of tahini. Maybe too chunky, huh? I'm sure there's a more hygienic way to do this, but rest assured, this will get baked in a 350-degree oven, and whatever qualms you have about my disgusting fingers touching every single bit of this filling will probably be eliminated by heat. So don't you worry. And also, don't worry, because you're not eating any of this, as much as you probably wish you were eating some of it. I do want to taste this tahini, though. It's definitely more bitter than the peanut butter. I have received so many comments on my videos about how, like, it's not hygienic if you cook while you eat. And I'm like, bro, why do you care? Are you the health department? I mean, I will give it to friends if I have friends who are willing to taste this, but it's also going to get baked, y'all, for half an hour. Tahini, if you keep it in the fridge and you keep it clean until it goes rancid, I guess. Like with all things. So it's funny that some of you guys are saying your kitchen, your rules, which makes me think about our internet culture now where everybody feels entitled to give an opinion on what the right way to do things is. And it reminds me a lot of like Yelp culture, you know, where everybody thinks that they're a food critic and that all of their complaints and reviews deserve validation and recognition, and what that kind of culture has done. And it's like the internet functions in this where, yeah, it is my kitchen, my rules, and it is my life, my rules, but actually no, it's communal, very communal, and anybody can cancel anybody else at any time because of something that they said or did that is an offense to some sort of probably very novel etiquette that we just concocted literally 2 weeks ago. Not to say that you can't call people out, but I think the culture is fascinating. You know, everything is work, including working out and going to a job and, you know, gardening. But some people derive more pleasure out of some forms of work than others. So for me, when I have the time, which is a lot right now, and the means to cook, it's actually a very calming, soothing activity for me. I consider cooking a form of therapy for myself. So yes, it is work, but is work still work if you enjoy it? And at what point did our capitalistic society tell you that you have to always be mindful of what kind of work you're doing and to measure the cost and benefits of certain types of work over others? Another topic that I love to think about. All right, we're going to transfer these 2 logs onto one sheet so that I may freeze them both. I think I did a better job shaping the tahini one, but such is life. Okay, now I will go ahead and put our leftover fig jam into a jar. and remind myself to use it up sooner rather than later. If you ever wondered what alcoholic jams taste like, you should definitely try out the Bailey soaked figs and just puree them once they're soaked. It's an experience. Your Sunday brunch will never feel the same again. I bet this shit would taste really good in a grilled cheese. Next. Oh, and if you're interested in the Fig Newton recipe, it is on Delish. I did develop this for Delish. I went off the recipe path for my own version this time, but the OG recipe is up on Delish, so you can just Google for it if you're interested. What's next? Right, tomato sauce. Should I cook this tomato sauce? I kind of don't want to. I don't want to cook this tomato sauce. What I'm going to do is grate a clove of garlic straight in there, and we're going to puree it with an immersion blender, and we're going to add the onions to it, and we're going to taste it for seasoning. I might add some spicy chili oil or crisp to it, actually, to spice it up a little bit. But I really don't want to fuck with it too much. I think it's fine as is. I am also of the opinion that less is more now, because I simply don't have more in me to do this anymore. The next thing that I need to wonder about is how to bake this lasagna if I don't want to use metal. I do want to make like a small serving, but this is the only loaf pan that I have, unfortunately. And I don't know if tomato should go in aluminum. My gut instinct is no. But then the other one is so big, it's like a 9x13 casserole. I really don't want to do that. What do we think? Can I bake it in this? Can I bake lasagna in this? I might have to. Just gonna grate some garlic. go in with our onions. Get all of that good roasted olive oil in there. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple, so a pinch of thyme, a pinch of oregano. A little bit of sweet paprika. A little bit of pepper. And I think we're gonna go for some chili crisp in there. Lala will not try the lasagna. First of all, she doesn't like spicy, and second of all, she hates anything that looks like Western pasta. She thinks it's always leftovers, or at least that's what she's telling me. I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar. Sugar really helps to offset the kind of canned tomato taste, and also brings out the sweetness of the tomatoes themselves. And I guess we can go in with a little bit of truffle salt here. It is so old, it is like congealed. It's like dried up and caked onto itself. Might have to use a spoon for this. Alright, immersion blending time. Made a mess. Sauce in my hair, that's real sexy. Yum. Delicious. Man, I really hate, I want to make something that's double the size, but half of the 9x13. Do you think I can, damn it. Not satisfied with my cooking equipment. Maybe I do it in here? This feels better. Let's do it in here. It's probably not gonna be as tall, but I think this will be better. Let me see how big these noodles are. So once I boil them, they'll probably go a little bit bigger. I think this might be quite perfect, actually. Soak my fake meat. Yes, chef. Yes, chef. I will boil some water. Actually, fuck boiling water. I'm just gonna microwave water. Way more efficient. Okay. Next, I will puree our veggies. Didn't do a great job of separating the onions and the carrots, and the onions make me fart so bad that I'm trying to be very conscious of how much I put into this. Obviously, the more onions, the more delicious, but also I don't really like making people suffer my farts, be it on the subway or in my apartment by myself. I'm also people. So I think that looks pretty good. Okay, great. Let's blend this shit up. Now these are already salted, so I don't really think they need much more. quality, y'all. Let me know. I also can't see chat anymore. Somebody Googled it. Somebody Googled something. What did you Google? 2 to 3 inch depth is recommended for 3-layer. Hi, Turkey. Line the pan? Huh. Are you sure? I don't want to line it with parchment. Seems like a waste of parchment. Are you worried about the aluminum imparting flavor? That's pretty good. I'll move the carrots out into this container so I can use this bowl for broccoli pureeing. Oh, those carrots are good. They're good. Okay. Hot water. We are going to soak some TVP in here. And then after this soaks, I'm gonna drain it. And then we can season it. I would chop them if I had a food processor. I left the small one at Aaron's, so this is like basically my food processor now. I don't mind a bit of texture. I just don't want them like huge. TVP is textured vegetable protein. It's usually made from soy. It's a way of extracting the protein from soybeans and dehydrating them and creating these little crunchy nuggets that you can rehydrate to mimic ground beef or solid blocks of chicken. Obviously, it doesn't have much taste on its own, just vaguely nutty from the soybean protein. But that's basically what that is. Broccoli is good. I do think it needs a little bit of seasoning, like maybe a little bit of cumin and a little bit of coriander. And a little bit of fennel and a little bit of paprika. Maybe a little bit of smoked paprika too, in addition to sweet. Okay. Acceptable. Although, I was gonna do oyster sauce, but I don't really want oyster sauce. Maybe a little bit of this really dank soy. Dank soy. And a little bit of this black vinegar, just for a little acidity. Actually, no. I'm gonna go in with Mom's balsamic for a little bit of sweetness too. Then I think we should preheat the oven and start baking our figgies. Only an hour in. Better. Brighter. More vibrant. They are pretty hydrated. We can probably drain them now. Actually, I will use my fine mesh strainer to drain them out, and I'm going to press them a little bit. The more liquid you press out of them, the more flavors they can absorb through other seasonings. terms of what seasonings, probably a little bit of that truffle salt and oh, miso's gonna be weird, isn't it? Yeah, that's a little too weird. Oyster sauce? Is that gonna be weird? That might be weird with the tomato. Okay. Y'all, I kind of wanted to gochujang. Is that too weird to flavor it with gochujang? Ready for the oven. We are gonna bake. So the recipe calls for 350. I'm gonna turn my oven to 325 because this oven is just way too burny. And I don't like to burn my shit. So we're going to cut this with a sharp knife or mom's cleaver. That's fine too. Doesn't have to be too sharp. I'm going to trim off the ends. And they're gonna be about this big. Ooh, I have a little bit of a chef's special filling and tahini that got stuck on the side of the pan that I get to eat now. Yay. Good. That's weird. These are gonna be the weirdest Fig Newtons. So fucking weird, y'all. I think we can probably fit both trays on here. Ooh, this peanut butter is leaky. Definitely should have drained the oil out of the peanut butter first. A little worried about how this bake is gonna go, but too late. here are our figgies. You can see the center of the peanut butter are oozing, and the tahini is much better behaved, much more solid. I'm going to transfer them back into the freezer for now. Get them as much cooling time as we can. I'm going to grab a paper towel and wipe this parchment off so I can reuse it. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is to season our PVP. I'm gonna set a 5-minute timer for this oven to actually get up to heat. Sometimes it lies to you, and I don't like it when people lie to me. By the way, oh, so obviously, even though I'm saying lasagna, this is not. Traditional lasagna. Please don't send angry Italians after me. I'm really tempted to use sesame oil. I just really love sesame oil. But what else do I want? Okay, a little bit of fennel. A little bit of smoked paprika. A little bit of sweet paprika. Tiny bit of cumin. Coriander. Mushroom powder. oregano, truffle salt that I have to dig out again. Let's just go ahead and taste this. See where we land. I think I'm gonna have to saute this to get it crispy. Maybe with a little extra mushroom. Okay, I'm gonna put just a touch of sesame oil in there. I know it's like an Asian ingredient or whatnot, but that's actually not bad. Definitely need a little more umams in there. Maybe just extra salt might be sufficient. We're getting there. I don't want to saute it. I changed my mind. It's not worth the ish. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Let's bake. Going in. Say goodbye, babies. I'm gonna put the timer on for 20 minutes to start, and we shall contemplate whether or not I do want to use up some of these things. I made something for the food diary. These are kelp and shiitake mushrooms that I really need to use up. I'm smelling them because I want to make sure they're still good to eat. But I'm thinking maybe these, I think I should keep the lasagna simple. I always try to do too much. I think I will cook these now just to make sure they're not going bad. But yeah, they are on the last legs. but this is a different dish. All right. Maybe you'll get an extra dish, guys. Get pumped. Get excited. We're gonna boil our noodles. They are oven ready noodles, but I really don't know what that means, so I'm not gonna chance it. I will go ahead and use up some of my anchovy broth in the cooking liquid. Since they're going to be drained, the flavor won't be that intense. And I can use this cooking liquid to then cook off my remaining seaweed and mushrooms later. So I think into our meat mixture, I'm going to go in with a little bit of spicy chili oil. Not only because I want it to be spiced, but also because I want it to be oilier. Given that it is a mostly defatted soybean concoction, there's already not any animal fat that will be contributing richness or flavor. And so we're gonna have to supplement it with that. I will also be slicing up some mozzarella because I wasn't about to make lasagna without cheese. But you know what I do need to do is pee. Great. Up to a boil. Let's see. I don't know how many layers I want. So that's 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers? Do we think? Is that enough? Got some really cheap, generic mozzarella cheese, low moisture. It's the only way to go. If you try to make lasagna with fresh mozzarella, good luck, buddy. Oh, this doesn't come with an opening. Package design. Package design. Damn, nothing ruins my day faster than poor package design, honestly. That and my own self-hatred sometimes. Head-to-head competition. Do. I'm not trying to raise my cholesterol any higher here. Turns out I have high cholesterol, folks. Once again. Somehow my LDL shot up to like 130 something from 60 or 70 from this June. So in the span of half a year, it doubled, which is kind of scary, but not trying to live forever. I'm sure we'll be fine. babies looking fun. They're expanding more than I expected them to. Just par cook. Yeah, the package says 4 minutes. So maybe I can turn off the heat now. And we can start assembling. What do the layers look like in a lasagna? Is it tomato and cheese on every layer? Obviously, I am the worst person to make lasagna with. Hi, Naoko. Brushing this with oil because you can't go wrong. Chili oil is going into our mixture here. I kind of want to make every layer different, but maybe cheese and sauce on every layer, but each of the layers has only one of these 3 items. What do we think about that? I've seen lasagnas where it looks like just too much, truly like a heart attack waiting to happen. I'm not trying to do that here. I'm just trying to get a little bit of flavor from all the things that we cooked yesterday, and hopefully it tastes good. I think for the bottom layer I'm gonna go with carrot. And I think the key to good lasagna and good sandwich building is what they taught me at Court Street Grocers, which is always just even layering. So as even as you can get it. How's the video quality right now, by the way? I'm curious. Did I already do the layering wrong? Is that what everybody's laughing at? Are you supposed to put sauce down on the bottom? I'm trying to fry the bottom layer. That's why I poured in like a ½ cup of olive oil. I want it to be crispy enough that it holds, and we kind of have like a pie crust almost on the bottom. And I want the cheese to kind of melt into the gaps so that they form a sort of crust on their own, because the lasagna noodles are actually just a little bit too narrow as they currently are. to fit entirely across the bottom. So that's where my head's at. Now we go in with sauce. It's probably enough. Smooth it out. This came from eBay, but the brand is Tavolo, which is the only brand of spatulas that I recommend because their shape is amazing for scraping bowls. The engineering that the tapered sides have on these models from Tavolo are great. So. Guys, I'm having fun. Are you having fun? I hope you are. Oh, my lasagna noodles stuck together. Noob mistake. So sad. Okay, this is a lesson to us all to cook your lasagna noodles in more water than I did mine. Preferably in a deeper pot. Laziness, however, always prevails. Okay, our timer's about to go off. So I'm gonna go check. Minutes. They smell delicious. They look mostly baked, but not quite. I'm gonna go 5 minutes more. Because our filling was quite wet. So after the cookies come out, even if I overbake them a little bit, the moisture from the fig filling will continue to sog through the cookie exterior, which means it'll balance out eventually. For structural integrity, I'm gonna do broccoli first, even though I said meat. I think because of the pureed nature of it, it'll stay solid better. I'm gonna pick apart some of these bigger chunks. So what temperature do you guys bake your lasagna on usually? I'm thinking like 375, but maybe 350 for my oven to avoid burning. bad noodles. The bottoms are very golden, so I'm gonna pull. Okay, back to our lasagna. Guys, you know what I just realized is that having a dishwasher and using it has taught me a lot about anxiety, or at least the way that anxiety manifests for me. So usually my anxious personality doesn't really let me rest until everything is off of my to-do list. But as you know, life continues. There is always more work, personal or professional, and you can't really ever finish stuff. So having a dishwasher and being alone and single and, you know, not having enough dishes to finish a whole load every day has forced me to kind of get used to this feeling of like there are dirty dishes sitting in the machine waiting to be washed, and you kind of have to just be okay with that, because you just, what else are you gonna do, you know? So fascinating. A dishwasher changing the way I look at life, the way I manage my stress. Okay, these two noodles are stuck together, so I was not gonna force them apart, but will you come apart? Okay, kinda, sorta, not really. That's cool, I guess. Okay, not bad. So so surprising that they let me have a job in food media, given that I can't even cook lasagna noodles right. I'm just joking though, I'm very good at other things. Obviously. Yeah, guys, I know I messed up my order. I know. I wish I had more cheese for the top. Should I go slice some more? Or should I just let sleeping dogs lie? I want some more. This will give me an opportunity to eat even more cheese. I think that's good. Okay, I'm gonna crank this up to 350, which is actually going to be 375. I'm going to dollop on more sauce to cover up our ugly ass noodles. I don't mind exposing the noodles a little bit. I like the kind of toasty charredness. And I'm thinking if I should sprinkle this with anything, but I don't think so. Do you think we need anything more than this? Should anything go on top? I heard oregano, so I'll do that. I don't have parm. Sorry. Sorry. I always bake sloppy things on a tray, just in case it leaks. We're in! Guys, now we get to cook our random shiitake fish mixture. I unfortunately wasted my entire broth because I forgot it was in the sink and now it's all dirty dishwater, so RIP that idea. Nonetheless, we continue. Despite my stupidity. I think I will cook this with a little bit of gochujang like I wanted to, while slicing myself some cheese. Because we all deserve some cheese sometimes. I'm gonna slice up some garlic. I'm gonna lift you up a little bit. There you go. Oh, I should also power. We are 36%. Because there is already water in this pan, I'm going to drive it off, and then I'm going to stir in some oil to saute it with some gochujang and maybe some fish cake. I got this for the from the H Mart haul video. I love this shit. I think it will go great in here. This, I'm basically making like a more mushroom, seaweed heavy version of tteokbokki without the tok, which is the rice cake. But oh, forgot to set a timer. Oops. Half an hour? Half an hour for lasagna? Does that sound about right? Garlic. We're going to stir it until it's golden. Turn down the heat a little bit. Aaron's still alive. Phone is burning. Phone is burning. I wish I could smell what it smells like in there. Bet it smells wonderful. I don't know. I kind of can't smell anything right now. Could be a me thing. Could be a food thing. Who knows? Nobody knows anymore. All I know is I will have a lot of food to last me for a while. I would love to give you guys a taste test of our figgies. Here they are. Thankfully, I have some scrap ends that I can eat. I am drinking tea. It is soba matcha. Waiting for most of the liquid to disappear, but until then, let's eat. Do you want tahini taste test first, or do you want peanut butter taste test first? Which one do you prefer me trying and reviewing? Peanut. I do think peanut is going to be the tastier one. Okay, peanut it is. Here we go, peanut scrap end. Now remember, these will soften in a closed container over time. They're not really meant to be consumed fresh like this if you want that traditional out of the package Fig Newton taste. So that's my disclaimer. They smell like a Fig Newton. But like a fresh bakery sugar caramel smell is emanating from these. So think supermarket Fig Newton, more on the buttery sugar cookie smell and less on the medicinal tough fig taffy. Okay? I like them. Do they taste alcoholic? No. But there is a certain aspect to them that makes them taste a little bit sophisticated, like in a it's like dating a 39 to 42-year-old versus dating a 19 to 23-year-old. You know, one of them has seen more of the world. Here's a tahini one. It is simply oozing. The window's not closed. I don't know why. Oh, The tahini one is delightful. It almost tastes like there's halva. It tastes like halva because there's sugar surrounding it as you chew. It tastes like a very dense cheesecake crust where it's like just got enough of a resistance that it makes you feel like you're almost chewing down on fudge, and it has the nice balanced sweetness of halva. I like both. I like both. Wow. They are good, guys. I like this nut butter stuffed fig Newtons. I love this concoction. I highly recommend stuffing your homemade fig Newtons with nut butter. Any nut butter I think will do. Anything that you would eat with figs. Almond butter, maybe even cashew butter, who knows. Anyway, loved it. I don't know if you guys want to stay for the lasagna, but I'll go for as long as my phone holds up. I think the quality may be getting worse because my phone is literally burning. We've been going live on data right over the oven. The oven is right here, so it's probably not a great environment for it. Okay, let's try something. Tell me how the quality changes now that I move you to the window, okay? This way the phone can cool off a little bit, and you can tell me if I look any different, or sound any different, or behave any different. It is also much cooler for me down here, so I can feel the phone's fury. This is way better. What? Maybe I situate the phone on the windowsill from now on. Holy shit. Wait, let's try another one. I'm going to elevate you taller. Whoop. So I can see this way. Wow. So we just gotta be next to the window, like right next to the window. This is fascinating. Who knew? So I guess this wall was blocking it, and I guess the window is more open to reception. Sorry, I guess we should have experimented with placement earlier, but I'm glad we did it today. I also have slightly wider windowsills here, which means the tripod can stand on the windowsill without risk of falling. So now I know. I'm gonna try this concoction, and then we can wait for the lasagna to come out, and in the meantime, I don't know, keep doing you, I guess. Pull up the spinning chair. I might pull up a chair. I'm kind of tired. I've been standing for 2 hours. Yum. If you have never had these Korean fish cakes before, they are so soft and lovely. They are fried on the outside, and the inside is a mixture of fish puree, usually pollock or some sort of cheap white fish, with some sort of starch to hold it all together. And if you don't overcook it like I did, it won't turn soggy. It'll just have a very nice like chew to it, almost like yuba, if you've ever had yuba. It's just basically like Asian fish balls, but in sheet form and then fried. So, one of my favorite foods, honestly. I like this dining experience. I just reach over, grab my bite, Wait for the wind to cool it down. They do taste a little bit fishy. They taste a little bit like fried fish. They taste a little bit like fried fish without the crunch of the fry. They just taste like fried fish. Dan, we know you don't like fish. You can get the f out of here. Happy New Year. Here to answer all your questions. I'm sitting right by this window, which is blowing cold air on me, and right by the oven, which is extremely inefficient because I can feel the hot air escaping it. I do think this is a perfect recipe for getting sick. But I had a lot of fun making all of these delicious things with you. Look at how cute they are. I can't get over how cute they are. Especially the peanut butter sprinkles, guys. They're so adorable. Your family likes the onions? You brought the pickled onions to them? Did you bring the bean salad to them too, Dan? I hope you brought some bean salad. I want your family's feedback. True feedback. What is your family putting the onions on? I'm so curious. My hands smell like the most delicious buttered figs. Wow. Too spicy for them. Get out of here. Will you be in cabbage and black-eyed peas today for New Year's? I cooked black-eyed peas yesterday for the bean salad. I didn't eat very many of them, which means my New Year will not be great. Check photo and DM. Okay, I will. I only have one phone with data right now, so I can't do it. But I will. Will I be eating these Fig Newtons? Yes, but not now. I just had 2 halves and my stomach doesn't feel good. I think I ate too many broccoli and beans yesterday, not gonna lie. It was a lot of farts. Not trying to get back to yesterday again. I also think that figs make me very bloated, as do sweet potato. That's what I forgot to make. I defrosted the sweet potato mash. Okay. Tomorrow's Monday. I'm hoping to go edit footage all day, but if I make it back at night, I want to bake muffins or a loaf cake with the sweet potato mash. That's what I want to do. So sweet potato tea cake of sorts is in the works for tomorrow if I have enough energy at night. Aaron is going to be out all day tomorrow, which means I get to sneak into the apartment and edit on his computer. So that's what my Monday's gonna look like. And then on Tuesday, I will be, like I said, at the HarperCollins picket line. So if anybody wants to meet up, come to the HarperCollins picket line and come support the workers' strike. Have I ever deconstructed cabbage rolls? Yes, for Delish. We've had many cabbage roll recipes, many variations of cabbage roll. We've had a cabbage roll bowl, which is like, makes no sense. If it's in a bowl, it's not a roll, but I guess it's just using the same ingredients as cabbage rolls in a bowl. Cabbage rolls perform ridiculously well in terms of search engine optimization results, so that's why Delish has so many cabbage roll recipes. I am not a huge fan of cabbage rolls unless they are microwave, because the microwave crisps them up and dehydrates them better than the oven can for some reason, and obviously faster than the oven can. So I really like, I think I did it for an episode of Budget Eats, and I discovered how much I love making cabbage rolls in the microwave. I'm gonna check up on this lasagna. You should make some Chinese New Year stuff later. Wasn't a whole 2-hour Budget Eats episode enough for you? Wasn't that enough for you? Cheese is melted. Noodles are curling, so that's not great. Tomato sauce is drying. I think at this point I should probably broil it, but I'm too lazy to. And I should probably cover it. But I think what I'm going to do is after it comes out of the oven, I will cover it up and then let it soften inside with its own residual heat. Oh yeah, it's bubbling. It's bubbling. I'm actually going to raise the temperature to 375, which is probably closer to 400, and I'm going to do that for the last 4 minutes of this bake. And I'm going to eat more of my fish cakes, or seaweed rather. Do we have any other Asians in the audience who suck at using chopsticks and are low-key embarrassed by it every time somebody's watching them use chopsticks? Yes, these Korean fish cakes do remind me of inari sushi, which, by the way, is my favorite kind of sushi. I love inari. This year's Lunar New Year can just be peeling tangerines and other auspicious citrus fruits. Did you know that I, in the making of that Budget Eats episode, discovered from my dad that some Chinese people believe you should not be working hard at all on the first day of the new year, because the first day of the new year is like a foreshadowing of what the rest of your year looks like. So if you stress yourself out on the first day of the year, then your entire year is going to mimic that dynamic. So actually a lot of people cook like before the new year, and then it's kind of like taking Sabbath almost. They don't do a thing on New Year's Day except eat for prosperity. I don't have any good recipes for persimmons. I just like eating them, unfortunately. I mix them in with yogurt. They taste delicious with yogurt. You can probably cook them down with a little bit of sugar. Squeeze in just a little bit of lemon juice at the end, and use them as an ice cream topping. Persimmons, I feel like, go really well with dairy. You can also turn them into jams. Some people dry them, but that's way too labor intensive for me. Some people puree them and put them into cakes. You can probably bake them into a custard if you'd like. They're basically like a mashed fruit. So you can probably substitute for banana bread recipes. I don't know, man. Use your imagination. I don't have any particular persimmon specific recipes, so I just eat them. Same thing for today. If you are broke, you will be broke for the rest of the year? Well, that's not fair, is it? Oh, you eat vegetarian first day of the Lunar New Year because shedding blood in the first day is not auspicious. Live by the sword, die by the sword. It's true, guys. It's true. I feel very at peace right now. So thank you guys for joining me. Should we ding a bowl? I'm gonna turn the oven off. I'm gonna turn the timer off. I'm I'm gonna let it rest in there to dehydrate. And I think we're gonna ding a bowl. I would love to ding a bowl. One more. That was a fun one. I like that last one a lot. And Karen, of course you don't need to buy another bowl just for dinging. You have so many stainless steel bowls that will reverberate and echo. Just use any of them. Find a can. I don't know. Cans can probably work too. You don't need to buy a bowl. Just use what you got. Okay, let's take the lasagna out and see what we got. Wow, check out these angles, yo. It's like I've been doing this for years or something. So what I'm gonna do right now is, instead of using aluminum foil to tent it, which just becomes trash, I will take this one that is just slightly bigger, that I'm hoping can slide right over. Look at that. We're gonna wait for that to cool down. We're gonna wait for the tops to soften and steam a little bit so that they're not too dried. And I guess then I'll eat it later. It is 3:10. I'm gonna go maybe finish eating this and take a nap. Happy Sunday, happy New Year's, happy family time. And if you don't got family, at least we have each other. Sorry for the cheese. Bye.